a major spike in the price of oil.
I don't think many people are going to be celebrating these higher oil prices.
The conflict in the Middle East is affecting people at the gas pump. Housing shortage.
It's just a matter of what that downstream effect is, because it does impact the community health.
Canmore struggle to recruit new doctors. And on the catwalk.
They make it like a character. Like they're like, think about this character when you're walking.
The Calgary football player with a star turn at Fashion Week.
CTV Calgary, local breaking news with Ian White.
Good afternoon. It's getting really expensive to fill up your gas tank. The war in Iran is putting significant pressure on the world's oil supply. Today, the West Texas Intermediate price soared above $90 US a barrel. Tyson Fedora joins us from a Calgary gas station. So, Tyson, quite the sticker shock there today.
Yeah, Ian, you can see over my shoulder that gas prices here in Calgary sitting around $1.529 per liter. Of course, prices here are getting higher, but that's not the only thing that you'll see increasing with the tensions rising in the Middle East. Almost everything is about to get more expensive. And of course, it's a double-edged sword here in Alberta. The province is forecasting a $9.4 billion deficit this year, and that was based on oil sitting around $60 a barrel. With no resolution in sight, some economists are predicting oil to rise to $100 a barrel in the next 5 weeks. That may seem like some good news here in Alberta, reducing the deficit, but ATB's chief economist Mark Parsons says prices need to stay high for an extended period of time to make a significant difference. Where you will notice a more immediate change, though, is in your household budget.
A lot of people are going to be feeling the pressure, and this is after a period of high inflation. Cost of living is already a big issue here in Alberta and across Canada. So I don't think many people are going to be celebrating these higher oil prices. It's just not something, even in Alberta, you're going to be feeling that positive about, at least in the short term.
The Middle East conflict is also putting pressure on jet fuel prices, and if that does continue, Ian, those prices for your airline tickets will also increase even more.
Thanks very much, Tyson. Police are investigating after a truck hit two pedestrians, including a toddler in a stroller. It happened just after 11 this morning in Englewood at the intersection near Dean House. Police say the toddler was not injured, but a woman has minor injuries and was taken to hospital as a precaution. The driver remained at the scene. Investigators are still piecing together how it happened. And police would like to speak to anyone who recognizes this man. He's accused of a vandalism spree on Martindale Drive last month. Investigators say 10 vehicles had their tires punctured on February 7th. Businesses on 17th Avenue Southwest now have their water back. City crews have managed to restore water service for the businesses near 17th and 14th Street. On Wednesday, a contractor had cut into a more than century-old water line. A hair salon was among about 20 businesses without any water. The businesses and the city say service has been restored. Another reminder that water restrictions start on Monday. Postcards should be arriving in your mailbox soon, outlining simple ways to reduce your water use. Restrictions are expected to be in effect for about a month, so repair work can be done on the Bears Paw feeder main. The province says improvements to Deerfoot Trail are proceeding on schedule.
2 more segments left to go, kind of the middle part of Deerfoot, and then obviously the Ivor Strong Bridge at the south. That'll take about 2 years to complete, so hopefully by 2027, the final Deerfoot construction will be done, and not putting words in Acon's mouth, but that's our hope, to be able to complete that. And then Anderson-Bow Bottom Trail, that to be done hopefully by the end of this year as well.
The province put $8.3 billion over 3 years toward highways in the recent budget. $1.7 billion goes to Calgary, of which $266 million is for Deerfoot Trail. The province also says talks are ongoing with the city of Calgary to tie the Blue Line LRT into an airport expansion. Dreeshen says the province will release its passenger rail master plan later this month. Canmore's housing shortage is making it harder to recruit new doctors because they're having a hard time finding a place to live. Dr. Brendan Flowers runs Mountain Maternity and Family Medicine in Canmore. He says 2 physicians joining his clinic are currently struggling to find housing. Rent for some 1-bedroom units in Canmore range from about $2,600 to $3,000 a month, while the median price to buy a single-family home is around $2.6 million. Flowers says the housing crunch is now one of the first concerns he hears when trying to recruit physicians to the Bow Valley.
So if we've lost physicians as a result of housing shortages and as a result of cost, many will stick to Calgary because they don't want to be commuting into here. But so the situation is not unique. It's affecting all the industries. It's just a matter of what that downstream effect is, because it does impact the community health.
Canmore's mayor says the town is trying to tackle its housing issue with a 0.4% livability tax on homes that sit empty for much of the year, mainly targeting out-of-province owners. The revenue would help pay for new non-market housing projects to add more supply and catch up with demand. A new office to residential conversion project is open in Calgary's downtown. The former office building is now the Hat at 9th. And has 108 units ready to welcome renters. Close to the Glenbow Museum at Olympic Plaza, the building helps densify the center of downtown. It was originally the Natural Resources Building, built in 1966. Care has been taken to preserve some of its architectural elements. The builder says the response so far has been very positive.
So our 1-bedrooms are starting in the 1500s, our 2-bedrooms in the 1900s. In terms of early adoption, we've been open for about 2.5 weeks, and we're about 25% leased up. When I asked the team of what the demographic is so far, it's a lot of working young professionals who are working downtown.
This is the 7th conversion for downtown, and it received $8.3 million to get it done. In total, 21 office conversion projects are being supported by the program, which will create 2,600 homes, 226 hotel rooms, and a hostel. From the gridiron to Gucci, a University of Calgary Dinos football player has debuted on the international catwalk at Milan Fashion Week. 18-year-old Gavin Weiss was a model in Gucci's fashion show on February 27th. He was even featured on their Instagram page, which has over 51 million followers. Weiss was scouted by Mode Models at the Stampede when he was 15 years old.
I got a little nervous. They make it like a character. Like they're like, think about this character when you're walking. And that's kind of how they do it with it. And so they told me like Italian mob boss.
Weiss isn't letting the attention get to his head. His focus remains on being the best running back for his hometown Dinos and acing his midterms right now. First things first. Interesting to see what he will do when he graduates from the U of C. Play football, become a model. Who knows?
And he knows how to walk.
And he knows how to walk.
Yeah.
Very stylishly indeed.
Yes.
Okay, do we have a stylish weekend ahead?
We have a stylish weekend on Saturday, and on Sunday we lose an hour and get some snow. I'll leave that up to you if you think that's stylish. 10 degrees is the temperature right now. We got to 11 degrees earlier today. We've had gusts up to about 40 kilometers per hour today at times. Okay, your 24-hour forecast is brought to you by 5th Avenue Volkswagen. Family-owned, community-driven. Discover more at 5th Avenue Volkswagen. This big story for the next 24 hours are the wind gusts. So they will continue to pick up. For this evening, 40 kilometers per hour, then up to 60 for the overnight hours, 50 to 60 for the morning, and then 50 to 60 in the afternoon as well. That should carry us all the way up to 15 degrees by tomorrow afternoon. We'll talk more about that snowfall a little later in the show, Ian.
Thanks, Danielle. Women who fled Afghanistan and made a home in Canada have quite a story to tell. Coming up, the film that shines a light on Afghan women, the Taliban, and immigration. And more tools to fight wildfires in Alberta this year. March marks the start of wildfire season in Alberta. Since the start of the year, crews have responded to 27 fires. Only 2 are still burning, and those are considered under control. We've also seen fewer fires compared to the same time last year. The province says to improve its ability to fight wildfires this year, it's added 2 new hoist-equipped helicopters and 3 new night vision helicopters, along with enhanced trainings. So, March is the start of wildfire season, but it's still snow season.
Yeah.
And we will get some this weekend.
Start of wildfire season, also our snowiest month of the year.
Yep.
So a lot going on in March. Basically, I would say every 3 days, expect a bit of snow.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's kind of keeping your mind in check and managing expectations right there with regards to, yeah, we're going to see on and off snowfall through the month. That's the pattern we're in, and that's the typical usual thing for March. All right, so we got into the double digits in many communities. Calgary, Brooks, Medicine Hat did. Lethbridge, Milk River was in the double digits earlier as well. So this quadrant here, you could see we got quite toasty for today. And the winds were relatively calm as well for today. We had gusts closer to 60 kilometers per hour in Pincher Creek, just above 50 in Lethbridge, mid 30s for Medicine Hat, and around that 40 mark for Calgary. So reasonable. Now, this is going to get more intense tonight and through tomorrow as well. So we're looking at 50 kilometer per hour gusts tonight and then up to 60 for tomorrow. 70 kilometer per hour gusts here tonight and then up to 90 for tomorrow. And up to 70 tomorrow, Medicine Hat. So a very windy day, but temperatures will be warmer. This is a wind out of the west that will really kick in tonight. And so temperatures will warm in the overnight hours. We're looking at warm start to the day because of that. And then we're also looking at many communities getting into the teens tomorrow. Not a whole lot going on right now. Everything is really dying out, but we do have some cloudy periods at times. That system off in BC is going to make its way over into northern and central Alberta, and then it's going to track down. So I'm going to give you the future cast here so you can get an idea of the timeline. For tomorrow, it's a nice day if you can handle the wind, because we will get some sunshine. This is early in the morning. We will have the cloud cover, but that will clear out pretty quick. Small chance of isolated showers south of Lethbridge. That's very short-lived and very, very isolated. But then as you can see in the afternoon, we're looking at mainly sunny skies with some cloudy periods at times. Closer to the Saskatchewan border, maybe an isolated shower, but it's looking like only a 30% chance of that. Here's where we're looking at a good chance of getting a significant snowfall. In the morning on Sunday in Calgary, we may wake up to a little bit of sunshine, but it will quickly cloud over. And then around that noon hour is when we're looking at the snow, at the potential for snow that will be heavy at times. Then it will slump down to the south as well, and it will carry on and off, even taper off to light flurries on early Monday morning. How much can we expect with this? Well, it looks like the bullseye area will be south of Calgary along Highway 2. So Okotoks down to High River, around that 20 centimeter mark is certainly possible. Calgary, 3 to 9 centimeters is what's likely, similar to the last system we had. We could see a range in the city. Some communities seeing only the 3 centimeters or a dusting, and then other communities in Calgary getting closer to that 10 centimeter mark. All right, longer range forecast, 15 tomorrow, gusts up to 60 kilometers per hour. On Sunday, we lose an hour of sleep. We also get significant snow. Again, 3 to 9 centimeters, which may be kicked off with 1 to 3 millimeters of rain. A high of 6, that will be around the noon hour, and then the temperatures will drop for the day.
Thank you, Danielle. There are many events tomorrow to celebrate International Women's Day, and Telespark is hosting one of them. It's opening a one-day immersive experience called Thunder of Clouds, What Women Can Do. The film follows the journey of Afghan women who've moved to Calgary with their families to start over. It's made possible by many from the Afghan community who share their stories, but also had a hand in its production. They want to raise awareness of the plight of women who are still living in Afghanistan under Taliban rule.
The reason that we wanted to share that all of us at the end of the day, we are human beings, and we should think about each other. We should be kind to each other. And we wanted to raise the voices of women from that part of the world to the people of the Canada and Canadian.
The film was produced in collaboration with Right to Learn Afghanistan, and proceeds will help more girls and women receive the tools they need to get a virtual education. 5 female singer-songwriters were given a deadline. 1 week, 1 guitar, 1 song.
Wake up, kid, you're dreaming, staring at the ceiling. Wake up, kid, you're dreaming, what the hell you thinking? Nobody's listening.
Still to come, one of the artists explains how challenging it was to be part of the National Music Centre's Acoustic Guitar Project.
Gone like time you're wasting. Don't you spend your life wishing. Don't you spend your life wishing. Don't you spend your life wishing, hoping that.
As we mentioned earlier, the price of oil is soaring today. Joining me is Dave Popowich, Portfolio Manager with the Popowich-Carmeli Advisory Group. So, Dave, how did oil wrap up the week?
Well, as you said, it wrapped up with a lot of wind in its sail, up about 11% today. But if you look, Ian, at the weekly move, 35% higher on WTI. And if you look back throughout history, the futures pricing has been tracked since 1983. This week's move in oil was the highest pricing move in the futures market since that data has been tracked. So, yeah, it was a heck of a strong rally in oil prices.
And also the U.S. lost jobs last month.
Well, this is a bit of a conundrum for the central bank. So we did get data today that showed the U.S. shed 92,000 jobs last month. There was an expectation they were going to gain about 50,000 jobs. And the unemployment rate moved up to 4.4%. So here's the problem. On the one hand, you've got rising price of energy, which will likely be inflationary at some point. And that would mean the central bank, the response should be to raise interest rates to slow inflation. On the other hand, their dual mandate says we need health in that labor market, and we're seeing the labor market deteriorate, which needs stimulus, and rates should come down. So the central bank's got a bit of a problem, and the bond markets are going to have to figure this one out as well.
Okay, with that week behind us, let's look ahead to next week. What should investors anticipate?
Well, aside from the obvious, right, with oil, I think we should look at the U.S. inflation data that'll come out on Wednesday. Now, it won't capture this most recent move in energy, but if that report comes out and shows that inflation is benign, I think the market likely just looks past it because it hasn't captured what's going on right now. However, if that report says that inflation is moving higher, then that could create an oversized reaction relative to what it normally would, given again what's happening in the energy markets.
Okay, thanks, Dave. Enjoy your weekend.
You too, Ian. See you later.
Alberta and the federal government have reached an agreement in principle to fast-track construction of major projects in the province. It aims to reduce duplication through alignment on environmental and impact assessments. There's also a pledge to respect the rights of Indigenous communities, while moving projects quicker from proposal to construction. Calgary's Chamber of Commerce says it will help provide the certainty needed to attract investment for major projects like new pipelines. The Iran war is pushing up the price of oil and gas. Here's Camilla Di Giuseppe with a look ahead to CTV News at 6.
Ian, Calgarians filling up at the pumps today are paying over $1.50 per litre. While the soaring oil price is hurting consumers, it's creating opportunities for business. Coming up at 6, details about the work underway to revive the Keystone XL pipeline. Also ahead, the Calgary Flames trade Nazem Kadri to the Colorado Avalanche. Coming up at 6, what Calgary is getting in return, plus reaction. Ian.
Thanks, Camilla.
Oh, no matter how or where she goes, her heart will always be. Small town girl, big city dreams.
Local singer-songwriter Eden Taylor is part of a unique initiative at the National Music Centre. To mark Women's History Month, 5 female artists are writing songs with the same guitar. And the acoustic guitar project comes to fruition tonight. Joining me is Eden Taylor. Thanks very much for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
And you've brought the guitar in as well.
I did. I brought my little friend today.
Yeah, and it has all those signatures all over it. So it obviously has some history. What do you know about it?
Well, it has had, so far it's had 30 local songwriters on here. I see Jenny Allen's signature. I've seen T. Buckley's signature and Troy Coco's. So already off the bat, when I first got this guitar, I knew I was in good hands.
So pretty soon it'll have your autograph on there too, along with 4 other artists as well, the other 4 people involved in this thing. So tell us, what was your 1-week experience with this guitar like?
Well, I got the guitar on a Sunday night, and I knew it was go time. I locked myself in my room for a good 7 days, and I scheduled some co-writes with some friends of mine as well, so I can get in the swing of writing again. because it's 7 days is a very short time. It's like I'm writing for film and television, so I really tried to seek the creativity that I had in myself that I usually, you know, write not in 7 days, it's usually 7 months. So it was a really, really good challenge, and I'm really, really excited to see tonight what everyone has and what everyone's going to show.
To see my extended interview with Eden Taylor, visit ctvnewscalgary.ca. We have some precipitation on the way, both rain and snow. Right now in the city, it's partly cloudy and +10. Danielle has details just ahead.
Oh my gosh. That's crazy. What do you think that is? I don't know.
This sight over Calgary's sky generated a lot of online buzz. Just before 8 last night, a bright cluster of streaking pink and yellow lights was spotted over Calgary and neighboring communities. It appeared to travel from west to east, lasting about 45 seconds. Local astronomer Alan Dyer says while there's no official confirmation, it almost certainly was a satellite or piece of space debris burning up. Not sure what we'll see in the sky this weekend because the clouds are moving in and bringing rain and snow.
Yeah, you'll see that. You'll see that on Sunday. And you'll lose an hour, you know.
Yep.
Just got to remind you of that because you don't want to be late for things, even on a Sunday. All right, 10 degrees current temperature. Today's high was 11, and if you think that was warm, wait till you get the 15 tomorrow. Mainly sunny. It will be windy, so you'll just be contending with a little bit of wind. Kicking off with some rain on Sunday in the morning, late morning hours, and then switching over to snow, anywhere from 3 to 9 centimeters possible.
Thanks, Danielle. A formal agreement has been signed to ensure Calgarians' art will stay on display at Devonian Gardens. More than 30 wood carvings have adorned the garden's walls since 1986, all crafted by former city employee Tom Ward. Ward crafted the masks out of pine and spruce burls harvested from the Jumping Pound area. He died in 1984, but 2 years later, his family loaned the carvings to the city to put up for display at the garden.
Then, as now, we could not imagine a better venue for these to be stored and viewed and appreciated, more shared. I think the word is shared for everyone in general.
The family says it's wonderful to see the carvings stay on display for the next 40 years. Beautiful. Thank you for joining us. Now here's the early edition of the CTV National News.